If you want to stand up behind us here and support, and just keep your mask on and stand up here. No, United Way, we're including, or the United Way, Dare to Care, we're including you guys, so anybody. Representative Scott, it's up to you. So. All right. Well, let's get rolling then. I guess we'll, I don't know, it's okay to take the mask off of the speaker, so we'll just have the speaker will take the mask off, and otherwise we'll wear them. How about that? Okay. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. This is an announcement that we have excited to make today, because we've been working on this for quite some time, and I've been working with mayors around the country to get this done, and then all of the partners that have come together with tremendous enthusiasm here locally to make this happen is something that the city is going to be really proud of. This is an initiative that may seem new to some people. I know a lot of people have questions about it when they hear about it, and it is new to much of the country and to Louisville, but it stems from a really timeless idea traced back to great thinkers such as Thomas More and Thomas Paine, and more recently, Martin Luther King Jr. And the current expression of the idea is a guaranteed, unconditional income, no strings attached, money that individuals receive each month to supplement their current income. The idea is to support people's agency and their choices regarding health, safety, opportunity, and fulfillment. Goal that every person has, regardless of income, and it's a heck of a lot harder for people to have that if they don't have a base level of income. So too many folks are just limited from realizing some of the dreams that everybody should have a right to. Now, a recent map of the world shows dots from east to west, north to south, where basic income projects and programs are in place. And soon, thankfully, another dot will be on that map, and that will be here for our great city of Louisville. All right. We are the 20th city in the country to sign up to partner with mayors for guaranteed income to pilot a basic income program. The city and two local partners, Metro United Way and Russell, a place of promise, are working with mayors for guaranteed income to launch YALift, which stands for Young Adult Louisville Income for Transformation. YALift will provide a one-year foundation of financial stability, financial assistance to about 150 young people, ages 18 to 24, from 3 neighborhoods where we see concentrated poverty in our city. So those neighborhoods will be Smoketown, Russell, and California. It seems almost simple to say, but people will say to me, Mayor, what's the solution to poverty? And I answer with a very simple one-word answer. Money, okay? More money. Now, I mean, how you get the money might be complicated, but it really is that simple. So poverty is a lack of resources. It's often a systematic and multi-generational lack of resources. It's not a personal failing. We have to give people more opportunities to be successful, and that's what Mayors for Guaranteed Income is all about. So each participant in this pilot program will receive $500 a month for 1 year to spend as they see fit, whether that's for rent, food, school, home expenses, child care, whatever allows them more flexibility in planning and building for their futures. Basic income projects consider participants to be the experts on their own lives. They don't need somebody else to tell them how to architect their own lives and what they should be doing, because these are the folks with their lives, and they understand what their challenges are and what's inhibiting their dreams from coming true. So the goal is to provide a foundation for young people transitioning to the working world, especially at a time where there's a lot of challenges and there's a lot of uncertainties, and frankly, people might be living paycheck to paycheck. Their savings account, it might be down to $3 or $0, and that type of desperation oftentimes just leads to really narrow options for what you can do. We have found from basic income projects it helps out a lot with that. It is hard enough to try to break out of a system, and I'm talking about poverty here, that produces, and it's facts, it's data. We see it all over our country. Generational, inequitable effects on under-resourced communities. So put that together with economic upheaval coming out of the pandemic recession, a pandemic, and the difficulty that provides with people's lives is insurmountable and frankly unrelatable for most people that have means and don't have to even think about that type of stuff. So what we're doing and what these pilots have done all over the country is provide young people some breathing room and some space in which they can examine and explore options and opportunities that should be part of every young life and should not be out of reach because they can't afford them. And to those who ask, and here's where the critics come into play, it's like, well, look, you're just giving people money away. Won't they stop working? You know, this is a basic misunderstanding of people and certainly the folks that we've seen in these pilots all over the country. In Stockton, California, for example, folks who received guaranteed income were twice as likely to get a full-time job as those who did not. They also reported lower anxiety, lower levels of depression, and then they inspired friends of theirs to move forward in a positive way as well. You need some time to breathe. You need some time to think. And when you're just running all the time, it is hard to get ahead. So we see this time and time again with our mayor's pilots here really helping people out. So the data shows how important these programs are. I see this as innovation in action in our city. You have to ask the question, you know, why do we continue to see concentrated levels of poverty all throughout the United States of America, including our city, without any kind of systemic change for decades and decades and generations and generations and generations? One might observe that the systems are producing this result. That's obvious. So why don't we change the system to get new results? Now, part of our responsibility is being part of this pilot is we know that we don't have all the answers, but we're going to learn a lot. So we will have rigorous research analysis of this pilot, and I think we'll see similar trends of what we saw in Stockton and we've seen in other cities. And I think we'll look back and see that we empowered a lot of young people to lay a better foundation for their future. And as I said, it took a lot of people to make this come true. Our all-important local partners in this innovative first-of-its-kind project here in Louisville are the Metro United Way and Russell, A Place of Promise. I'd like to make special mention of the team at Metro United Way, Adria Johnson, John Nevitt, and Colleen Riley. So big round of applause for them. And Teresa Zawacki, Maya White, and Cassandra Webb of Russell, A Place of Promise. Thank you all as well. It takes a lot to architect and think about this. Eric Burnett from Louisville Metro Government and Grace Simrall have been our leads. Thank you guys as well. So questions like who should be involved? Where are we going to do this? How can we complement the national learnings from these other guaranteed income pilots around the country? So these guys have been our thought partners, and we're really appreciative of that. I also want to thank our partners in the neighborhoods, Youth Build, Molo Village, Bates CDC, 2-Not-1, the Coalition Supporting Young Adults, Dare to Care, and the Louisville Urban League. These have all been really critical partners in the work that our team at Louisville Metro Government has been doing since day one to lift families out of poverty, and together we've seen successes. The numbers are encouraging, but they're not breakthrough of what's happened in our city. In the last 10 years, the percentage of Louisvillians living below the poverty line has declined from 17.2% to 14% since we took office. That's 20,000 people, and that is wonderful. But when you think about 14% of 800,000 people in our city, that is still well over 100,000 people living in poverty. That is not right. We should do better. We are doing better, and this program will help us as well. In the last 10 years, 20,000 families have worked their way into the middle class in Louisville. And that's good, We should celebrate when we have all these successes, but we should also say we got more work to do. That's what any good organization does, and that's what we'll do. There is more to do, and that's why we're such fierce champions of programs like Evolve 502. This was a dream of ours, and a dream of mine, that now if you're a JCPS 8th to 12th grader, there is no financial barrier to you getting a post-secondary degree or a credential. None. Okay? That is huge, because we know a post-secondary degree or a credential is the #1 disruptor of poverty. Code Louisville, Summer Works, these are all programs that they're supporting innovative efforts like this one. Now, just a little history, and then I'll pass the mic here. I became much more familiar with guaranteed income concepts through the work with the U.S. Conference of Mayors, and particularly with my friendship with Stockton's former mayor, Michael Tubbs. Michael became a good friend of mine through the conference. He was Stockton's first black mayor and the nation's youngest mayor. So he spearheaded his city's guaranteed income project, drawing on his own experiences as the son of a young single mother who struggled to support her family and an incarcerated father. Michael once believed his options in life were prison or death. And when you talk to him about it, it's really quite startling to see his life arc. He really defied those odds. He went on to graduate from Stanford University, and that's where he first heard about the concept of basic income in a class covering Martin Luther King's life. And then he came back home to Stockton, and he continued defying the odds by running for city council, winning city council. Then he ran for mayor, won the mayor, and he really started shaking things up. And he was not much older than what we're talking about with YALift's incoming partners here we're going to have in Louisville. So Michael's been a great leader in this area, and we're proud to have him leading our Mayors for Guaranteed Income. Now, a little bit more about this. The young people in the project will apply to participate, and they will be chosen at random. In addition to receiving the guaranteed income payments, they will take part in providing local data to a national collection of information about this program's impact on people, their well-being, their employment, and educational attainments in communities. So it's important we understand what's happening here with the funds. So now I'd like to invite a couple of folks to provide more details and information about YALift, its principles, practices, and wraparound services. So first, Colleen Riley, Metro United Way's Manager of Financial Independence, will share a few words. Colleen?
Thank you, Mayor Fischer and community partners. For more than 100 years, Metro United Way has been in this community, improving lives and creating change. And while we've done some incredible work and we've impacted thousands of lives over the years, I think we can all agree that change has not happened fast enough. That's why we made a commitment to accelerate Metro United Way's impact in our community by examining the greater Louisville region's most persistent challenges and supporting those most affected by them by bringing together powerful solutions to address root causes and ensure positive, sustainable change. This new pace of change, this new level of impact, and this new horizon of opportunity for our community require new ideas and new investments. Philanthropy can and must stand on this cutting edge, acting on the data we have and expanding the base of knowledge needed for society to evaluate scaled solutions. With YALift, we are proud to stand in this space. YALift is a truly collaborative, innovative initiative that we're excited to help guide and fuel. We are motivated by the successful results from similar pilots in other cities, including increased participation in the workforce, increased well-being, more financially secure families, and more activity in our local economy. And we are driven by the possibility of more of our neighbors achieving the goals we all share for ourselves and our families: health, safety, opportunity, and the chance to fulfill our potential and pursue our dreams. I am especially motivated because YALift will be a tool to advance racial equity, a goal that we at Metro United Way know is fundamental to the prosperity of all our neighbors and our entire community. After all, the measure of a community's success doesn't lie in those who already have the opportunity to thrive, but in those still fighting for them. Okay, so for applicants, there is a dedicated phone number and email address for this pilot, and of course, all details and the application can be found at metrounitedway.org/YALift. And with that, I will turn it over to our friend and partner at Russell, A Place of Promise, Maya White.
Thank you, Colleen. Thank you, everybody, for your support, a part of this project. Hey, y'all. I'm Maya White. I'm the Senior Associate of Place of Promise Initiative with Cities United. Cities United and Louisville Metro Government together are incubating partners for Russell Place of Promise, the initiative itself. I'm here on behalf of RPOP, one of the core planning team members and partners a part of this project, along with Louisville Metro Government, Metro United Way, and the National Network of Mayors for Guaranteed Income. It is really an honor to be here to talk on behalf of RPOP, one, because I'm a researcher and I fangirl off of stuff like guaranteed income and community land trusts, but that's stuff that we really need to root for in our communities to really do transformative work. So it's really an honor to be here to do and be a part of this dope initiative. RPOP is a justice-based initiative focused on generating investments in the people and places that make Russell special, and we do that without displacement. In our work around economic mobility, investment, and upliftment, we are researching guaranteed income and universal basic income and have been doing it for a few years now. In that research, we have learned so much about the movement and the potential of guaranteed income, how it shifts the way people are living their lives and their daily experiences. The way we talk about poverty is different now. Even the policies and processes of social welfare systems are being talked about differently, and how money is being moved within institutions. What we study at RPOP is that guaranteed income is not new. Guaranteed income is not UBI. Guaranteed income is not reparations. Guaranteed income is a system of reoccurring cash payments with no strings attached that is supplemental to existing systems of welfare. It is having the long-term goal to alleviate poverty. It is an economic movement embedded and proposed by people that we've heard from the mayor. And these are Black-led movements too, from the late 60s. We're talking the National Welfare Rights Organization that was led by a Black woman who was the first chair in the late 60s. And she was fighting for a guaranteed adequate income, which influenced Dr. King in the Poor People's Campaign from his shift from racial integration to racial economic justice. And we saw that really initiated some of the movement that we're seeing now. And then even the most radical, blackest organization that we know of, the Black Panther Party, had a 10-point program, and on the second point, it mentioned guaranteed income. And those proposals and those demands did not go unheard of. They did not wither away. They really gave the initiative to the programs that we see now, which is the Stockton, California program, Stockton Economic Empowerment Demonstration. That was a 2-year program that gave 125 individuals in Stockton, California, $500 a month. And not just government institutions can do this, but also community-based organizations like Springboard Opportunities, led by a Black woman named Dr. Aisha Nyandoro, who gave Black mothers in affordable housing who are experiencing low income $1,000 a month for a year, and is continuing that program into its 3rd cohort this year. And that program is called Magnolia's Mother's Trust. What we learned in guaranteed income here at RPOP is that it confronts the root of economic violence, which is poverty, investing in human dignity, trust, and the future of our people. And for those who know RPOP, we are always gonna listen, ride, and be for and invest in the people. YALift is a unique and powerful program. It's one of the few that centers just young people from 18 to 24. And, you know, it's really investing in direct financial upliftment for our young people. Now, this is a part of a federal agenda, a national agenda of research. And though we are seeing some decreases in poverty here on our local level, there are still some increases happening on a federal level. From the Center of Law and Social Policy, Why We Can't Wait 2021 Youth Data Update, We see an increase in the federal poverty level of young adults in 2020, moved from 13.2 to 14.6%. 1%, not a bunch, but it's a lot on the federal level. 47.8% of young people reported not being able to afford household expenses. And 1/3 of young people reported being out of work in the earlier part of 2021, still in that pandemic. What we're saying with YALift is that young people deserve to make opportunities. Young people deserve to make decisions for their well-being, to make investments in their lives, to make power moves, to be the best people that they can be. Louisville took on this pilot project with the collaborative energy of not just bringing RPAP on, but everybody who's standing behind here. So many people to name, I'm not gonna try, because it's a lot. And we also even had community outreach partners, but on top of that, advisory coalition members, people who advised how things went out and shared around the community, and that added on to the people who are doing the recruitment work. So we're very appreciative of those folks. We made the decision to center young people in their voices, and that really shows the potential of where we are headed in this community, in this collaborative spirit. And if we continue to do this true collaboration, to center young people, their autonomy, and their well-being, it really shows our values as a community. And if we can keep going in this effort, we can continue to do real transformative work that we deserve. Thank you.
All right, nice job, Maya, Colleen, thank you all. You might be asking about money for this, so we have received $500,000 from the mayors for guaranteed income through my office, so that's going into this project. $500,000 from Metro United Way, and then an additional $100,000 from Metro to administer the project. If there's foundations that want to help support this project even further, obviously we could expand it as well. So we're hoping we get that type of enthusiastic response from the community. So this is going to be really interesting for us here in Louisville. First off, it's going to help a lot of people, and that's the main thing. But then what we're going to learn also is going to be really helpful, and I hope this will lead to a sea change in how America looks at poverty and how we can eliminate poverty by new programs, new systems, dignifying people, and providing more resources. So today I want to close with the words of my friend, Mayor Tubbs, who was so instrumental in getting mayors across the country to enact projects such as this. In an interview last year, Michael said this about the lessons he'd learned about basic income. And his quote was, "Dignity has to be attached to humanity before it's attached to work. And what you dignify is inherent to who we are as people." So I think that's the key to the success of programs like this, acknowledging everybody's dignity by giving them the respect to make decisions about their own future. And that's what this program will do. So this is a really exciting announcement here today for our city, and we look forward to great success. So with that, we're happy to take any questions.
Is there a deadline to sign up?
February 21st, 11:59 p.m.
And then when do the first payments go out?
First payments will start going out by the end of April.
Okay, here,
Oh, I
they
see
want to
it here.
repeat both of those, yeah.
Yes, the application closes February 21st at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And payments will start going out to individuals who are placed into the treatment group or the intervention group by the end of April.
Tell them, hey,
150 people will be selected.
tell them how many are applied.
As of today, we've already had 100 applications that have been submitted, which is great. And it looks like we have almost 400 that are in process of being submitted
That's since yesterday.
since yesterday.
Eric, you want to say anything? This is Eric Burnett, who's been the lead at Metro to design the projects.
Hi, everybody. No, I just teed it up for these amazing community partners to come in and knock it out of the park. So it's really an honor to get to work with people like this on a project like this. This is one of those great days in public service. I mean, when we get to work on something that has such an opportunity to empower and invest in people, then I think we're going to see this for years and years down the road, this investment we're making today. So that's very exciting, and humbling, and I'm just really glad I could be here and be a part of it.
Any-
150 people being selected, is that in each neighborhood or just all 3 neighborhoods?
That's
Total.
total.
And you did, sorry to cut you did touch base on this. Once the pilot program, the 1-year mark comes, what's the next step? If you guys move back to that process.
Yeah, so we're going to learn a lot. So this rigorous research analysis is part of it. There haven't been that many of these pilots far enough along to really get all of that research analysis, which is why we're looking at the Stockton example where we saw people got full-time jobs at twice the rate. If it turns out that the pilot is successful here, I don't see why we couldn't do it every year. I mean, for $1 million, we're transforming 150 young people's lives for maybe the course of their life. That seems like a pretty reasonable investment for us to make as a community. But again, this is innovation. We don't know all the answers, so we're going to learn a lot and then build on the learnings and see how we can continue to make a difference.
Okay, thanks everybody for coming out. Have a safe day. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Good job.
That's great.
Okay.